Hi plant friends, happy Easter. Whatever it is that you are celebrating today, I hope you have a great one, and welcome back to another episode of Seedling Sunday. This week's episode might be a little shorter than others just because the weather didn't allow me to do a ton this week, but I still have lots of little guys to show you and updates to share with you as well, because a lot is still changing. Even though the weather isn't great, the little guys are still growing and doing the best that they can. So let's dive right in and take a look at what we got done this past week. Hey guys, today we are going to go ahead and fertilize our aqua gardens again because unfortunately some of them are lacking in nutrients. And this is part A and B plant food that we add to 1 liter of water. I went ahead and measured out the amounts that I needed for both part A and B and mixed them together in 1 liter of water. To let this dissolve for a while because there's all the fertilizer there. And then you just keep shaking for a while until you finally set it aside and let it dissolve. So now that the majority of the fertilizer has dissolved, I dump it into a watering pitcher just because it's a little bit easier for me to get it into the aqua gardens this way. So all of my aqua gardens tell me when I need to fertilize them, but if they didn't tell me, I would go ahead and do it once or twice a week, just depending on what I have growing in there. Because these veggies are getting a little bit bigger, I am going to start fertilizing a little bit more often, just to make sure they have the full nutrients that they really need. And if they do start showing signs that they are nutrient deficient, I will go ahead and switch them from the aqua gardens into soil, which I have already done with a few of them. I also went ahead and fertilized all of the seedlings that I have in soil this week. I added some of my superfood grow fertilizer for them. And I add this to the seedlings again once or twice a week, just depending on how they're looking. Once they are in the garden with compost and a couple other different variables, I won't do it as often. But right now, while they are just starting off, I do want to make sure that they have everything possible to make sure that they grow as large as they possibly can. And overall, they're looking great. This tray here on your right side, I actually have outside now. They've all gotten big enough, and the beans are all blooming. I'm really excited. This week did have a few nice days where I was able to put them outside so they could get some sunlight and natural air, but unfortunately, the rest of the week it rained and snowed, so they were not able to be outside. Next week, the weather is looking like it might be a little bit better for them, so hopefully I'm able to put them outside. But unfortunately, I still will not be able to plant any of these into the actual garden or soil until June. So that means that we will be carrying them in and out every day for the next month and a half. I did also want to share with you guys where my garden will be moving when the weather allows me to. This is my greenhouse where everything will be moved up to, and it will just flourish up here. We already have a few things started. Here's a mullein, and later on I'll show you some strawberries and a few other things. That is my rain barrel that I collect rainwater in to help supplement when it gets too hot and the well starts to dry up. Right now the greenhouse looks pretty dead, and it is. It's just coming out of a dormant winter, so everything here will eventually be green irises that are beautiful with all kinds of vibrant colors. Not only that, but all of this gravel gets covered by ground cover and little succulents. In these beds, this is where I plant a lot of my herbs, mainly my chamomile, sage, and my mint. And as you can see here, some strawberries are already started. These strawberries I actually foraged for around the property. They were all wild. And over here, this is a gooseberry bush. You can harvest these guys and use them for jams, jellies, pies, really a large variety of different things. But as you can see, there are definitely quite a few projects that need to be taken care of. This rock wall fell a couple years ago, and we just haven't been able to get it fixed quite yet, so hopefully this summer we'll get it fixed. This bed is full of lavender and sage, along with daisies and a few other flowers. Coming down this hill, this is full of lilies of the valley, some taller lilies, and then mainly just raspberries. This is where the large majority of my raspberry supply comes from every year, is just this bed along with this back bed. And we do get quite a lot of raspberries. I'm very happy with the amount that I'm able to save every year. This front flower bed looks a lot better now that I was able to work on it. This is what it looked like coming into it. And this is what it looked like when I got done. So now everything is able to grow without being restrained by last year's decay. We do leave stuff so that the bugs and other little critters have a safe place to hide for the winter. On top of that, when all of this plant material decays and wastes away, it adds nutrients into the soil, which fertilizes the flower beds, meaning you don't have to fertilize near as much. This is probably one of my favorite projects to do with my grandparents, mainly my Nana. We find a flower bed, sit down, and spend hours just getting to work taking care of it. She is the one who hands down taught me the large majority of what I know. Her and my mom are both fantastic plant and garden ladies who have shown me the ways, and growing up watching each of them grow a full garden and being able to, produce for their families really enticed me to learn for myself and to be able to do it for my family. And now I'm doing it, and I couldn't be prouder of it. I really do enjoy just spending time outside, and being able to spend that time with my Nana makes it even more special. She's not able to do as much outside as she used to be able to do, but we make it so that she can still be out there and get some nice sunlight. These flower beds are her babies, so I do my best. Another big project that I got done this week, as you can see, this rack is currently set up with some tanks, and my aqua garden is shoved down on the bottom. So I went ahead and rearranged this whole area, including the tanks. I reworked each of them. It was definitely a day's worth of different little projects all put together, but this is what it looks like now. Now the aqua garden is able to be reached out tall, both of the tanks are cleaned, and I added quite a few of my little propagations. Went ahead and I fill my humidifier every day and get that turned on, and that helps a lot to just keep my plant room really happy. Plants definitely do prefer some humidity in the air. So right now the plant room is looking great, and I can't wait to give you guys a tour. Now an update on the baby apple trees, and guys, look at how big they are. Can you believe that they are really starting to look like seedlings? I mean, saplings, not seedlings. They are baby trees, and that is exactly what they're starting to look like. Everything else looks great. This is some of my Italian basil. These are the smaller tomatoes. Everything that is still on this rack is small and hasn't been able to go outside yet. I've also added in quite a few of my propagations. I also wanted to give you an update on this carnivorous pitcher plant. It's looking really good, and those new pitchers that it was pushing out are looking even better. As you can see, they are starting to inflate, and you can really tell that they are new pitchers. I'm just really proud of how this corner kind of turned out, so I wanted to share it one more time. I rework the plant room ever so often when I'm feeling bored of how stuff looks, and just depending on what plants I have in that room and what their needs are. Now that I have this aqua garden in here, I want to make sure that these plants have as much room as possible. And for this cucumber, that means I will most likely add a trellis as well, so it will be able to climb. Overall, everything is looking really good. Every time I put everything outside and stand back to take a good look at it, I am just really proud of how far we've come. Everything you are looking at here started off as simply seeds, and now we are making it into a full garden. Even the aqua garden plants are getting huge. I'm really excited with the progress that everything is making and to continue the series with you guys. So if you've been enjoying this, definitely check out a couple of my other videos. I have posted a lot of other garden content on here and my TikTok page. And make sure to check back every Sunday for new Seedling Sunday videos. I have been working really hard making sure I get these out for you guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I will catch you in next week's episode of Seedling Sunday.